Hey guys, Fitz back here for another game here. So, without further ado, let's get into this. So here's spawning here on the top right. And it looks like this was played on iCup with the mini launchers being activated in the replay. If you guys didn't know that in Fish. But anyway, so spawning here on the top right, it will be it's LRM's DragOn, but I'll just call him DragOn for the purposes of this video. And his opponent will be Bizzy, or his ID right now is Hot Got You. This is from the replay pack from DragOn. I'm gonna just try to cast some of these games here. It's kind of dull right now. I don't really have much else to cast right now, so just so I don't get stale in my Brood War, and the map will be Fighting Spirits. I'll be very interested how this game plays out. So I'll just be following DragOn throughout these endless set of replays that I've been given, or that rather I've been found. So so this isn't for like a tournament or anything. I believe it's just like a ladder match. As like I said, there is a mini launcher in there, which I believe should be the through the W launcher or something for Fish. I played on Fish for a little bit, just getting the experience down so I can reference it like times like this. There are like two things in these replays. One with foreigners, which I was assuming is probably the better thing to watch. And then there's like the Fish auto replays, which I'll go over as well if I have to go for like 50 plus replays of this guy. But DragOn, man, you're gonna have a fan because I'm gonna follow you. I'm gonna cast your games because, well, let's be honest here. I don't think I was a cast right now. And I mean, you're a good player. You were given spotlight, and well, we're gonna cast you because of that. But anyway, it's just more or less because I have nothing else to cast. But I hear that he's a top Protoss foreigner, so I'll be happy. I don't know what nationality he is from. Oh, I don't know what nationality he is. So it looks like Bizzy's going to be going for more of the just pretty standard stuff. He's getting his barracks and gas coming up right now. I wouldn't be surprised. It might just be like a one fact into expand kind of build. One fact FE. DragOn's doing the pretty standard Cybercore, 215-ish, probably going down. I've seen it beaten as early as like 205, but I feel like that's cutting probes at that point. Speaking of probes, why don't we talk about that if I can get this? I don't know why it wasn't working. Done. No, let's just change it up. Now remember, Hot Gosu Got You, I think, is actually Bizzy according to this replay. It's labeled Bizzy. And if you're wondering again, or if you're wondering why there is a scoreboard over the names, well, there are like a bunch of replays of this. I don't know exactly how many, so I'm thinking it's like a best of something, or it's just, you know, they found each other on ladder like 4 times or 5 times or whatever. So if that is the case, I'll just keep track of the record. I'll only do this for like when I just see multiple replays of something. If these are to something, I will never know. I mean, unless someone has specifically remembered this game from some tournament, which probably that will never happen. But almost the most epic Protoss versus Terran we'll ever see. And I'm gonna get really good at casting Protoss because DragOn plays Protoss. I was a little disappointed though. That there really wasn't that many Terrans. There's a lot of Protoss right now in the foreign scene. I don't even know what they're talking about right now, as I can't read. But if they're talking about something funny, well, that's great. And what are you doing there, Dragoon? What are you doing? Alright, so yeah, I just gotta snipe that off. Well, the SB actually did get in there, did get a good reading on there. Did see that it's two Dragoons, which, and didn't see any other gateways, so it's pretty much identifying that he's probably going to take an expansion. And I'm not saying that because I'm so cool, I know that. I'm just saying because he gets 400 mineral stockpile. And I guess it's just a general rule, you can continue to produce Dragoons off of one gate and still get an expansion off. You just don't, the minerals being used isn't really used for anything, so that's cool. So DragOn's gonna be pressuring here. So will it work? There is only one factory, is like I've seen, and he's getting Spider-Man this, so it's looking more like an FD push coming in right now. And with DragOn, you gotta be a little bit careful of your Dragoons right there. Nice reaction timing though. He's probably macroing something like that, but still. And yeah, just gonna continue pressuring here. It's nice to see this coming up, but will it work? That is the question right here. He is going to be microing back here. DragOn's in a little bit of a tight squeeze here, but this is what good protesters should be doing. You know, they take their Dragoons and they micro back, they stutter step the best of their ability. Because look at this, when the push comes here, they have a Marine and a tank. Now that tank might be able to kill off this Dragoon, but it doesn't look like they want to pressure, as there are Spider Mines in position to deal with that. It looks like he's going to stop pressuring right now. And yep. And well, the expansion's up now for both players. You know, Bizzy is also coming up fairly shortly as well here. So this is actually really annoying for DragOn right now. DragOn, and I can't imagine DragOn would lose right here because it'd be kind of silly to like give us a replay pack that isn't an epic game. I mean, let's be honest here. I don't think someone's gonna go give us their entire just copy and paste their auto replay folder. That's probably something I'd do because I would not be able to dictate what games were good of mine because they're all really bad. DragOn's saying wow. And somehow a one factory push is doing a ton of damage right now. And DragOn really has no answer to this right now. He's only up for 3 gates, which actually by no means is a bad thing, but he's only up for 2 goons if I can remember correctly. He's only up for 3 goons right now, 3 vultures, 2 tanks, but these Spider-Mans are going to be really annoying. And because he teched into 3 gates, oh well, there it is, never mind. I was gonna say, I thought this was a lot earlier, where he was gonna be, where he just put down his next another gateway. It looks like it stopped. I mean, his next is taking a ton of damage right now, though. And sniped out the tank. So this tank is probably better off just retreating. Yeah, I just don't want to lose all of them, or he's just trying to keep their continue attacking. The Nexus maybe taking that, but Terran is looking, Bizzy's looking very advantageous right now. I mean, I start transferring. Okay, so we're up to 3 gates right now. So we might follow this up with support bay to do some kind of harassment, because right now Terran's looking really powerful right now. The one thing though is that DragOn couldn't do some damage right now, as remember, I mean, he was only off of 1 factory. He's just getting up his 2nd factory right now. I thought that was a factory coming up, but it's just eBay. So I mean, this push can do a good amount of damage here, but it doesn't look like he wants to go into a siege tank line, and for good reason. Also, he's just putting up a supply depot, and he has Spider-Man's position. Yeah, he's not really gonna be able to do too much though. I don't think though. Alright, so he does know about this expansion though. Does he turn around and just attack it? Yes, he will. And I love this by Protoss, is they just add a little pylon wall thing. It just looks cool. It's like, welcome to the Protoss base. You have entered Protoss. You have entered DragOn's base. Alright, this was a little great. This was really greedy by Bizzy right here. Probably should have followed this up. Probably just be a little bit safer. And I mean, DragOn's not gonna let this happen. I mean, he's really pretty high level player. He smartly, checked for a 3rd base, and this actually might go down. If he can get his Dragoon to the edge here, yeah, that CC's done. And DragOn just got himself right back in this game here, and yeah, that was not really the greatest thing for Bizzy to do that. I mean, again, he was only after 1 factory. You could be too aggressive and too greedy at that point, but look at this. DragOn's actually just gonna go expand himself, but also that Bizzy will be seeing that though. And he will send over 2 slow vultures over there, but they're still pretty fast. Speed is being researched at this time being right now. Now let's look at the harvesters here. 45 SCVs to 42 probes, so about dead even in about harvesters. The army for Bizzy is really non-existent right now. Only about 3 tanks and 3 vultures compared to 12 goons. I mean, again, it's still fairly early. It's still just the really early mid game. So both players are still teching up. This is around the time where Terran really wants to get that 3rd base going, but because that 3rd base was I forgot to read in this, but also he expanded to his opponent, which in that circumstance is really where he couldn't really defend well, where he just doesn't have the tank count to do it. I mean, eventually he could definitely expand here. It's not the best expansion, but Terran could definitely pull it off, especially because there's just a small ramp here, where if you get 4 or 5 tanks, it's really not cost effective at all Or it's just really bad for a Protest to engage up that. Unless they're really far ahead where they could do that, but there's a nice pylon wall there. I believe you can get away with 3 pylons if you position it correctly, but who cares? It's just more psi or more supply that you get. Now I believe that's +1. Yeah, +1 is being researched right now as well. And alright, so alright, so we have Bizzy remaking the 3rd command center. He is getting +1 mech upgrades, which is very, very standard. He's up to 5. He's up to 5 factories now. Let's look at the gateway counts now. He's up to only 3 gates though, so I think DragOn's just powering up right now. It looks like he's even gonna try to take another expansion here, but Bizzy's already in position. I hope he saw that. I hope he saw that probe just going in there. If he didn't, that's gonna really suck. But yeah, actually, I don't think he saw that. Yeah, I don't think he saw that. He may just double check again, but who knows? Because I see, quite honestly, he's really probably not gonna be able to get back home very fast. It's way across the map, and he's really low on HP. Yeah. Yeah, like I said, like Ted's gonna try to re-expand here, and I mean, like textbook-wise, like this isn't like the smartest engage. Okay, we have DTs and Felton here. He saw the DT though, oddly enough, and instantly scanned. That's very, very well played by Bizzy right there. And ouch. And like I said, like this is not going to be easy for Protest to really engage as well. Like I said, there's just that one ramp there. You can put spider mines there as well. You can wall it off with depots as well. It's just not a good time to engage that 3rd base. And like I said, like tactically, this is the worst expansion you can take because it's actually training to your opponent. But just because we're probably seeing Bizzy going to be doing 3-base turtle Terran, or like a style of that, it's gonna be hard to break down that 3rd base, and that's why 3 base is viable. 4 base, you're kind of stretching yourself thin. Like 3 base is like the perfect number of bases. You can get up a good amount of mech. By no means you have the production capabilities of what like a 6 base Protoss will have, but still you have a good amount of economy coming in. And it's a play style that you play as Terran. I mean, it's not. I'd like to think that Terran has a lot of options in this matchup currently, but just current meta just doesn't allow that. I'd like to see bio, but just executing it's gonna be really, really difficult. Cause yeah, I mean, now you have to now you have to I guess like you could go like Marine medic, like Ghost science vessel, as you just gas dump into Ghosts and into Ghosts and science vessels, and then you would emp stuff. You would emp the High Templar before they can storm. That's your biggest enemy. But I mean, I've never seen the playstyle. I'd like to see it. I mean, it would definitely be something very, very interesting to watch and even play. But you just don't see it that often. But yeah, this one's run by hasn't done a terrible amount. It has forced a reposition of the army, which would be great if he was like, if DragOn was like actually going for something like along the lines of sorry, if Bizzy was going for like a reposition trying to push out, which is like an absolutely fantastic idea. But the thing is, he kind of just foddered like an unnecessary amount of vultures in that, to really just force a reposition in such a way. And I don't think he's broken the shields on this, I guess, if that's worth something. But I mean, even DragOn's smart enough to like keep another control group of Dragoons up here, just in case, like, well, is he gonna pushing out? Can I do some damage? Can I stall for enough time so before he can actually siege up outside my natural? You know, it's really, really smart to do that. At least I think that's the intentional reason of that, and also to stop what could have happened, which is transferring probes down to the bottom right, and like this, like, you know, like catching these vultures. He didn't even snipe off one though. That was really, really bad luck right there. And I don't think any of those probes transferred out, which is why I'm it's also, you know, that's how Tower kills stay in this game. You know, 9 pros were killed in that. That's a pretty big number. Going down to the Harvester, 61 to 61, so it's about dead even. But that was a game that Protest should be ahead, just because the sheer amount of Nexi that they're on, about 4. Terran's only have 3 command zones, so their protection capability should be increased. But sometimes it doesn't always make sense, because sometimes you're not hotkeying all your, you don't, like for example, you don't need to like produce probes out of your main nexus at this point in the game, because, well, that will transferring probes will just get sniped off like we just saw. That is a lot of Spider-Man, so that is very, very annoying to deal with. And oh man, but pretty entertaining Terra versus Protoss so far. DragOn though, I'd like for him to take that 5th base if you really want to be off a really high gateway count. And again, if we just look at the factories versus gateways here, there's 3 factories with machine shops, so that's very standard off a 3 base. And overall, he has 9 factories compared to 15 gates. Okay, so yeah, 15 gates is a very healthy number. He's getting Arbiter Tech up now, and I mean, I definitely like to see that. The amount of gates that he's on is really fantastic. Not the 33 gates I've seen before, but very, very high number. And Vulture checking the bottom left hand for any kind of bases here. Sensei for DragOn with his obs out. He's putting down 2 more gates right now. And yeah, that's a lot of signs. Alright, that's good. Alright, so what are our tank numbers at right now? Our tank numbers are at, let's see here. Oh, see, I was like, he doesn't have Dragoons. 18 tanked, 5 Goliaths, and 20 Vultures. That Vulture number should probably be a little bit higher. That's probably the reason why his supply is around 160. You normally get around 30-ish. But that's so you can't get that. And 30 Dragoons, 30 or 22 Zealots, 3 High Templar, 4 Arbiters. So, I mean, he has a lot of Arbiters. A lot of stasis fielding. That's why there's such a high Arbiter count. And I believe that's a maxed out Protest army. Yep. +2 compared to 2-1, so yeah, that's to be given as well. Terran will tend to have a higher upgrade count, so Terran does have an upgrade advantage right now. He's off double armor. He's just starting +3 attack. And it looks like Protoss did want to expand down here, but it looks like Vultures are gonna delay that as long as possible here. With might put down to an engagement. Emp did not hit. But it feels like a recall's inbound, and I just because how balled up this force is, but we'll see. Alright, this is actually not smart. Why is he not using his entire army right there? DragOn, why'd you just forfeit? I would not want to be one of those Dragoons, one of those 6 Dragoons that just died. Oh! That was a nice chain stasis right there. I mean, like, that was perfect. There are no science vessels, and now, that is a ton of tanks, though. It doesn't even matter. It probably doesn't. I mean, we probably should be seeing double upgrades coming in right now. And it doesn't appear that we're going to have any kind of carrier transition right now. And here we go. The engagement's coming down right now. Stasis field. That's a pretty good one. Can you get another one off? Yeah, and it looks like DragOn's going to take this game right now. It was really this stasis field that really caught all the science vessels. He's even got a storm right here. It was just kind of, doesn't really need to even have it happen right now. Gonna kill off these tanks over here as well. These science vessels are done. Or one fell. Thought all of them were gonna die, but well played by DragOn, and this should be going into his favor. He's getting double upgrades. He should be remaxed shortly. He should be off by probably like 20 gates by this point in time. 22 gates actually. So yeah, DragOn's playing this really, really well. He has about 2k banked, 500 gas banked as well. Tank numbers have really dwindled. Now remember, he only produced 3 of them at once, so you know you have to keep that in mind. So, but I mean, we just have to wait for a remaxed army. So it's 140 compared to 173. I mean, again, tanks are gonna be hard to break, but I mean, it's 6 space to 3-base Terran. So Bizzy, I feel like he's gonna lose this game. It's just a matter of time before the engagement comes down to. And sooner or later, Protost's just gonna have better upgrades, in my opinion, anyway. We do have double upgrades still coming up right now for Terran. He's up 2-1 right now, so he'll have 3 soon. But +3 should be finishing for Protoss, and armor starting to be researched, and then he could even, if he even likes to, he could probably even get shield. Not really that needy because of M, which just wipe shields across the board of Protoss. But if an M doesn't go off, you know, you have shield upgrades. And look at, like, this is how you play Protoss. Terran was looking very advantageous in the, you know, the really early game, but because they really haven't, like, if they got up a 4th base quicker, which, you know, tends to go against what oh, that was a pretty good safety field. That wasn't really that great. It was only 1 sentence, but I think there's just too much Protoss. Even so, like, more dwindling forces everywhere. I mean, at this point, I feel like just a recall in the main base will just force the GG, but what have you. I mean, mech is generally difficult to hold on to, and the one thing though is, like, there's really nothing defending this 12 o'clock now. Like, this is where Terrans will probably have a little bit difficult time where they take their 4th base here, because they still could guard their natural effectively, but, like, they're so susceptible to just, like, one of their mining bases being done. I mean, it appears that Protoss just wants to attack this 4th base head on, which, I mean, I think they can do. I mean, it is only 151 supply compared to, like, 153. I need to wear my glasses for this next game. I cannot see this. Yeah? That is just so many tanks, though, to be fair. To be fair, that is a lot of tanks. Alright, so the north part of his force, he's trying to just set up, like, the best like, he's getting just getting ready for, like, a pincer push right here. And it's not like Terran can actually do anything about these expansions, because they're getting to the point where there's too many cannons, where he just lost too much stuff. And he may just attack the 12. I mean, this is so vulnerable. And there's really no way to recall onto it, but there's a way just to break it down. Isn't this lovely music? Yeah, you just gotta push this, yeah. He's gotta try to, oh, whoa, DragOn, you just lost a... I think they had enough for 2 stasises as well, ow. But it's not even gonna reposition. No. It's like, I'm just gonna let this base just die, cause this is the problem, because what does Terran do? It looks like it's gonna be base for base trade scenario here, so pretty epic Terran versus Protoss though, for sure. 19 SCVs were killed. That will probably put a hurt on it. 35 SCVs down to 61, so pretty big difference here. Yes. Intel's gonna be cleaning this up. Yeah, the new hard drive's working. Yeah. Yeah, and like. At this point, like, Protoss is ransacking, like, the only other mining base, other than the 4th, that isn't even fully saturated with the gas. Things are looking kind of down for Terran, but you still, at the end of the day, though, you still have to deal with this army, which can be very frustrating to deal with, but without, like, really a lot of support of anti-air, and there's only like 3 Goliath here. I mean, it's not enough to, like, one-shot an Arbiter, so with that being said, DragOn's actually having a little bit difficulty right here, because I know you just recall the main base. Okay, that's what I was saying. Just recall the main base, that will force a GG. So game 1 will go down to DragOn. So congratulations to him, or whatever of the series or whatever between Bizzy. Again, this has absolutely nothing to do with each other. None of these games have any. I don't know if they have any correlation. I'm not sure from the tournament. Again, this is just a random replay pack of this player. So DragOn's looking pretty good. Now, of course, this replay pack might be a little bit biased towards him, as well, it's a replay pack for him. So, but if you want to see good play, this is what we're gonna get. So we're just going to the next game here. 24-minute game. Pretty solid game. The only thing I could say about DragOn's play was just recall in the main base. You probably could have ended it quicker, but otherwise, I mean, there really isn't much else to talk about. It's a high-level game. I guess Bizzy could have tried to take a 4th base quicker, or better yet, Bizzy probably shouldn't have putting down that command center, but it kind of stabilized anyway into its own macro game anyway. But that just put Terran further behind. Yeah, he might have had a better upgrade. He could have had more. He probably could have pushed faster as well, because that command center with 400 minerals, which could have been the equivalent to 2 factories at 200 gas by adding 200 gas. So anyway, we'll go on to the next game, guys. Thanks for watching, and peace.